Welcome to Whispers and Confessions. There might be a twist waiting, so please make sure to watch until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Let's begin right away.
Edward stood, his face grave. Sophia, we might be crossing a line here. His voice quivered, eyes unsteady. Let's stop pretending. I'll be real. I'm drawn to Sophia. My breath caught hard. My husband was confessing to another woman right before my eyes. I froze, mind spinning, as Jason's voice cut in, resolute, Edward, I'll come clean too. Yvonne, I looked up at him. His eyes burned with the same intense heat from our rehearsals. That look pulled me under. I stood by the window, soaking in the soft morning sun, hands wrapped around a steaming coffee mug. The warmth seeped into my fingertips, easing my nerves for a moment. Outside, kids' laughter floated over from the neighbor's yard. That ordinary scene, somehow, weighed on me unexpectedly. From the next room, my son Jaden's bright voice cut through. Mom, breakfast is ready. My husband, Edward, was already set for work, skimming the newspaper over his meal. 8 years into our marriage, we'd fallen into a comfortable routine, one that felt more like stagnation. Back then, we'd stay up late, sharing dreams and cracking up, but now even small talk was a chore. With that fading, so had any spark of intimacy. Edward's tired voice broke the quiet. Overtime again tonight. Project deadline's close, so I'll be late. I sighed softly. Lately, he was buried in work, and our connection as a couple, gone for months. At 33, Yvonne, still ached with unfulfilled desires. Deep down, a gnawing hunger grew sharper every day. Mom, can I hang out with Ella today? Jaden asked, eyes shining with hope. I managed a smile. Of course, we'll see her at pickup. Ella is Jason and Sophia's daughter. Lately, their family had become my escape, my spark of joy. Being with them stirred a liveliness in me I'd forgotten. Their warmth soothed my loneliness and offered a quiet thrill that broke my monotony. Especially Jason. No, what am I even thinking? I shook my head, a flush creeping up my neck. His kind smile and the gentle way he played with the kids kept sneaking into my thoughts, mixing guilt with a risky flutter in my chest. At the usual kindergarten pickup, I was chatting with Sophia by the entrance, as always. She flashed a sunny grin. Yvonne, how about a barbecue at our place this weekend? The kids can play. I nodded enthusiastically. Sounds awesome. Count me in. Right then, Jason rolled up from work. In his crisp suit, he looked striking as ever, those intense eyes and broad shoulders catching me off guard. With a teasing smirk, he said, "Oh, Yvonne, you're joining us? Can't wait." For a split second, it felt like his gaze locked on me. I might have been reading too much into it, but my pulse thumped wildly. My chest tightened, heat rising to my cheeks. On the day of the barbecue, we celebrated the 4th of July. After tucking the kids into bed, us adults kicked back with some wine. Edward snickered as he praised Sophia. Man, Sophia, your cooking is out of this world. I wish Yvonne could whip up stuff like this. Sophia blushed, scratching her head. Edward, thanks for the compliment. Seeing them chat so easily rattled me a bit. Every time Edward's eyes lingered on Sophia, it cut deep. Their giggles grated on my nerves, twisting jealousy and confusion into a tangled knot. Noticing my silence, Jason slid over to sit beside me. His warmth so close made me catch my breath. Yvonne, you good? You've had a lot to drink, haven't you? He asked, concern flickering in his eyes. I mustered a grin. I'm fine. Just. Edward and Sophia seem pretty chummy. Jason let out a low laugh. Well, my wife's a people person. She gets along with everyone. His hand brushed my shoulder lightly, and it was like a jolt of electricity shot through me. My skin burned and my pulse hammered. As his touch lingered, my body ignited, though Edward's face flashed in my mind, squeezing my heart with guilt. Jason leaned in, his whisper hot against my ear. "Yvonne, you're gorgeous." Edward's one lucky guy. Maybe it was the wine, but I couldn't pull away, or maybe, deep down, I didn't want to, even as shame gnawed at me. The heat of his hand, the forbidden rush, it gripped me. Then Sophia threw out a wild idea, a puppet show for a kindergarten event. We were all thrown for a loop. She beamed with confidence. A puppet show? Never done it, but we'll figure it out. With the four of us, we've got this. So, we started meeting twice a week to rehearse. At first, the kids tagged along, but soon it turned into more of an adults-only thing, giving us more room to connect and cross boundaries. With a month until showtime, we were fine-tuning at the community center. I hesitated, then asked, "Should I add more feeling to this line?" Jason nodded. "Definitely. Let's try it with the puppet." As I slipped on the puppet and started, Jason stepped behind me to guide my hands. It began innocently, just about the puppet, but soon his touches grew frequent. "Lift your arm a bit higher." "Yeah, just like that." His breath grazed my neck, and I felt the solid press of his chest against my back. Each time his hand skimmed my waist or held it for a moment, a fire surged through me. The warmth of his skin, the rough texture of his touch, the heated breath on my nape, it shattered my restraint. This is wrong. Why do I crave him? I thought, trembling. Jason, this is just rehearsal. Look over there, I stammered, my voice shaky. Across the room, Edward and Sophia were deep in conversation. Sophia's hand rested on Edward's chest. The vibe between them was anything but casual. Seeing Edward's gaze soften for her hit me like a punch, my heart aching. Right then, Jason's grip on my waist tightened, firm and deliberate. His low, heated whisper hit my ear. "Yvonne, you're not alone." I couldn't turn to face him. I just felt his heat against my back, something inside me breaking apart. Each brush of his hand sent shivers down my spine, and I couldn't fight the pull. The kindergarten event was a smashing success. Our laughter, the parents' applause, it looked like a flawless day. But my heart was a raging mess. Sophia chirped brightly, "We all nailed it. Let's have an after party at our house. The kids are fast asleep, so us grown-ups can unwind," her words stirring excitement, and part of me nervous about what could happen. In the dimly lit living room at Jason's place, the four of us lounged on the sofa. The seating fell off, pairing Jason with me, Edward with Sophia. Edward's voice was full of admiration. "Sophia, your acting was incredible." I was blown away. Sophia smiled gently. "Edward, your emotion in that scene was amazing." I clutched my wine glass tight. My chest tightened painfully. Yet, sitting next to Jason, I felt a strange blend of ease and excitement. He glanced at me, worry in his eyes. "Yvonne, you okay?" "You look a little." I pasted on a grin. "Yeah, I'm good. Probably just drank too much." Jason's hand softly rubbed my back. That glow dragged up memories of our rehearsals. His touch sparked a jolt in me again, a buried longing clawing to the surface. "Doesn't this feel weird?" Sophia's sudden question stopped us cold. Her sharp gaze cut through. "Weird, as in we're getting way too close to people who aren't our spouses." Sophia had said what we all sensed, and quiet gripped us. Edward stood, his face grave. "Sophia, we might be crossing a line here." His voice quivered, eyes unsteady. "Let's stop pretending. I'll be real, I'm drawn to Sophia." My breath caught hard. My husband was confessing to another woman right before my eyes. I froze, mind spinning, as Jason's voice cut in, resolute. "Edward, I'll come clean too." "Yvonne, I looked up at him. His eyes burned with the same intense heat from our rehearsals. That look pulled me under. Sophia's voice trembled. But we've got families, our kids. Jason shot back, determined. That's exactly why we need to face this head on. Instead of sneaking around, what if we try something like swapping partners? His words shifted the air completely. Shock, confusion, and a faint thrill choked me. This is insane. So why is my pulse spiking like this? I thought. Edward, stunned, pushed back. Jason, what the hell are you talking about? Yvonne, you light up around Jason. And I feel something I'd lost when I'm with Sophia. Sophia murmured, but that's. Jason cut her off, steadfast, just once, to see where our hearts really lie. I was a mess. This was off limits. Guilt and desire tore at me. This is forbidden. So why am I so torn? I battled in my head. That night, we crossed the line. Alone with Jason, my last thread of restraint snapped. He looked at me softly. Yvonne, you don't have to do anything you're not ready for. My voice shook. It's not that. I'm scared. My heart and you. He pulled me into a gentle embrace. His arms, so different from Edward's, were strong and warm. As his hands slid down my back, my skin prickled with a blazing rush. His lips grazed my neck, scorching breath sending shudders through me, and I surrendered completely. When he tugged me closer, his grip tight on my waist, every pent-up desire flooded out. His hands stripped away my clothes, exploring my bare skin with hungry intent. Each touch scorched me, leaving me breathless in a wildfire of sensation. His fingertips traced my curves, teasing sensitive spots, drawing desperate moans as my body quaked. His mouth found my breasts, sucking softly, a wave of ecstasy I hadn't felt in ages crashing over me. This raw, aching need, after months, no years, drove me to the edge. His hands grew bolder, sliding between my thighs, fingers delving into my most intimate place with searing precision. I writhed under his touch, panting, calling out, Jason. Even as his hands claimed me, his eyes seemed to crave me truly, offering a comfort that pulled me deeper. When he entered me, filling me completely, my thoughts dissolved, consumed by waves of blistering pleasure. His thrusts quickened, hard and relentless, pushing me to a shattering climax where I felt totally connected to him. My body trembled beyond control, a rush coursing through every inch. At that peak, I screamed, nails digging into his shoulders, overwhelmed by a release so intense it brought tears. But even in that bliss, remorse stabbed at me. Edward's face haunted me, pain ripping through as I questioned everything I'd done. Jason's searing whisper brushed my ear, Yvonne, you're stunning. In the faint light of the room, words became irrelevant. We just felt each other's spark. His hands roamed my skin again, igniting tremors of desire, and as his lips devoured my neck and shoulders, I moaned without restraint. His hard body pressed tight against mine, and I gave myself over. Every second with him felt fresh, every touch sinful. As his rhythm intensified, driving me to another mind-blowing peak, I cried out his name, lost in a thrill so fierce it felt like I'd burst. This raw, physical surge, after so long, freed me, yet chained me with the crushing weight of shame. Opening my eyes, I found myself in Jason's arms. Reality slammed into me. Waking in his hold, a glow mixed with suffocating regret. He murmured low, "We've done something we can't undo. Do you regret it?" I answered, lost, I don't know. The door creaked open, Sophia stepping in, Edward behind her. She forced a stiff smile, mourning. "Breakfast is ready." An odd strain hung between us. Sophia dodged eye contact, and Edward's hands shook as he set down his coffee. We'd crossed a boundary, no doubt. Edward's face was serious. "Yvonne, we've got to talk. Where do our relationships go now? How do we explain this to the kids? One thing's clear, there's no going back to before." At breakfast, tension hung thick. No one meeting eyes. Sophia whispered, "What's next for us?" Edward sighed, "What can we do? We've got the kids to think about." Jason added, resolute, "But we can't pretend things are the same." Silence stretched, broken only by the clink of a coffee mug. Jaden's innocent voice piped up, "Mom, are we going to Ella's today?" I mustered a grin. "Yeah, you can play with Ella." The kids' pure laughter deepened our remorse. Sophia said softly, "Jaden, we're heading home today." He tilted his head. "Is Dad coming too?" We adults exchanged heavy glances. To the kids, the four of us together felt normal. Days later, I bumped into Jason at Walmart while grocery shopping. He called out, surprised, "Yvonne." I replied, flustered, "Jason." It was our first time alone since that night. I faltered, "Have you been?" "I'm honestly a mess." Jason sighed deeply, "Me too." "But Yvonne." He grabbed my hand. Even in public, I couldn't resist the spark of his touch, my pulse racing with memories of that night. Jason's eyes were earnest. "I don't regret a thing. You made me happy, truly. But if we keep this up." I nodded, "I get it. We need to talk this out." That weekend, we met again, this time for a real conversation. Jason's tone was steadfast. "We've fallen for people who aren't our spouses. That's the reality. But we can't destroy our families." Sophia asked quietly, "So what do we do?" Jason offered, "I've got a thought." We all turned to him. "We keep our families intact, but carve out time for the four of us together. To the outside world, we're normal families for the kids' sake, but we honor these feelings too." Sophia looked taken aback. "That's gonna be messy." Inside, I wrestled with it. Can the world accept this? Will the kids get hurt? Fear gripped me, yet a flicker of hope emerged. Maybe with them, I can be happy. Oddly, no one pushed back. Were we all on the same page? Months rolled by. We struck a weird balance. Weekends meant both families uniting for the kids to play, and sometimes, just us adults stole moments together. Sophia laughed. "This isn't exactly standard, huh?" I grinned. "What's standard? If we're happy, isn't that what counts?" Edward nodded. The kids seem brighter than ever. Jason added softly, "Respect is what matters." And it was true. Jaden and Ella glowed, like they were part of one big, happy clan. One day, Edward and I talked alone. I hesitated. "Edward, are we crazy for this?" He gave a wry smile. "Maybe. But seeing you happy, Yvonne, makes me glad." I smirked. "You soften up around Sophia too." We chuckled. Odd as it was, our care for each other hadn't wavered. Jaden announced innocently, "Mom, I'm marrying Ella." I played shocked. "Oh, really?" He nodded. "Yup, she's mine." Us adults swapped complicated smiles at their sweet words. Sophia said gently, "I want the kids to see love doesn't have just one shape." I agreed. Exactly. It's about valuing each other. To the world, our setup might seem off, but it fit us. Cherishing our families while holding onto these connections. Sure, there was jealousy and friction, but trust and love outweighed it all. How long this lasts, I can't say. But if we're content now, that's all that matters. Edward said gravely, "We've got to stay solid for the kids." I nodded. "Yeah, let's build a new kind of family." As the sun dipped low in the living room, the kids' laughter ringing out, we four nodded silently. This is our chosen path. Right or wrong, who knows? Maybe love doesn't need a mold. It's just about caring. I stood at the window, watching the kids in the yard. Jaden, now 14, and Ella, same age, were still thick as thieves. Jason murmured behind me, "Time flies, doesn't it?" I turned, "Sure does." 10 years already. Our bond held strong a decade later. It evolved some, but our two families propped each other up like one big unit. Early on, shame and anxiety kept me up nights, but respecting each other over time showed me this was our unique joy. Memorable Christmases, Tearful moments at Jaden and Ella's elementary graduations. They tied us tighter, like the time we all laughed over Jaden's clumsy first Santa costume. Jaden asked curiously, "Mom, our family's kinda different, right?" I smiled. "You think so?" He nodded, "Yeah, but I love it. Everyone's close." Ella jumped in, cheerful. "I love Jason Dad, Edward Dad, and Yvonne Mom." The kids embraced our unusual setup naturally, a family beyond blood. Jason smirked bittersweetly. "Remember back then? Guilt ate us alive at first." I nodded, "Yeah, but now, this is just our life." Jason said firmly, "Love's got no rulebook. Happiness is what counts." 10 years taught us plenty: the guts to chase happiness outside society's box, the value of respect and trust. As Jaden prepped for high school exams and Ella shared her dreams, we made a call. Edward said seriously, "The kids are growing. Time to move forward." Sophia replied softly, "But I want this bond to stay." Jason was adamant, "No question. We're family." We'd return to separate homes, but our connection would hold strong. Monthly meetups were locked in for the future. Love doesn't have one look. Family isn't one definition. It's just about caring, that's it. Our road was rough and tangled. But the gains? Beyond measure. This unconventional family showed us love's many faces and redefined joy. Even if we're outliers, this is our real happiness, I felt deep down. Voice thick with emotion, I said, "Thanks, everyone." Sophia smiled warmly. "We're thankful too." "Let's keep this going." Jason added staunchly, "Family forever." Under the twilight sky, we hugged quietly. The story from 10 years back will keep unfolding, shifting as we go. The kids' laughter echoes. Hope for tomorrow swells in me. Our love might not fit the world's mold, but it's the happiness we've chosen, and that's all we need. Life's got no set answers. Walking with those you love, that's all that matters. The sunset through the window blessed our fresh start.